are building your legacy. We want to make sure that you all get the goods. And so we recently, I don't know, is the mic on?
It is.
Let's make sure.
I'm just moving the levels. That's all.
Okay. We recently made sure that the content that we wanted to share with you all was posted, and it's live now. So we want to make sure that you all are aware of it, because it's all about delegating and how to delegate in business when you are the only employee.
Yeah. So I know that there's a lot of you out there who are, you're wearing every single hat. You are doing everything.
Ooh,
and everything
Lord.
is costing you everything, or at least it feels like it's costing you everything.
It can cost you everything.
Yeah. So, we want to share that with you guys so you can be armed with that really useful and helpful insight.
So we decided to do our weekly live this week. It just makes sense to offer support in that area when it comes to delegating. And we wanted to give you all some signs, at least five sure signs that it is time to delegate. Because here's the thing. Many people believe, especially if you're starting out or even if you've been at it for a while. I think we were at it for a while before we started delegating and outsourcing things. We thought, well, because we are starting and, we need to get some more experience under our belt, or we need to have this first, or we need to do that first, or we need to have a bigger budget, right? There's all these different things that
you think you need first that you realize, well, we'll explain, but there's a lot of things that we thought we needed. And I'm sure there are many of you perhaps think that you need, well, how am I going to bring somebody on if I don't have A, B, or C? How am I going to be able to support if I don't have X, Y, and Z?
We didn't introduce ourselves.
We didn't. I am O. Buckley.
And I'm Sway Buckley.
That's right. And we are AmericanLife.com. That's right. Yes. That's right.
And I was about to say something else, but this is what I want to say. Married entrepreneurs come to us to sync high-level systems with laser-clear strategy to build out their legacy structure and to do that profitably and peaceably.
That's right.
And so it doesn't matter if you're an indiepreneur, spousalpreneur, couplepreneur. We want to make sure that you have the resources to support you all. And if you don't know anything like what I just talked, you're like, I don't even know what she just said or what you're talking about. Indiepreneurs are the marriedpreneur types where both spouses are building individual businesses. And then we have the spousalpreneurs where one spouse is focusing on the business while the other spouse is focusing on maybe the 9 to 5. And then there are couplepreneurs where both spouses are building the same business together. So it doesn't matter, or you can be those or a combination of those. We get that. We are a combination. We're indie and couplepreneurs.
We used to be spousalpreneurs.
We used to be spousalpreneurs, but we're not spousalpreneurs at this juncture in time. So with that being said, we are honored to have you here. We want to make sure that you come and you get these goods. So let's go through this. We want to know, if you are an indiepreneur, let us know that. Just put I in the comment
section. And if you are a spousalpreneur, you can drop an S in the comment section. And of course, if you're couplepreneurs, you can throw a C in the comment section. Yes.
Yes and yes. So with that being said, when we're talking about 5 sure signs that it's time to delegate, we're just going to go ahead and go through these because we want to make sure that you all can get the goods, take your notes, and then start seeing if it applies to you, right? That's the whole point. Like, does this apply to me? Do we need to be delegating?
Right. If it's you, just say to yourself,
just say,
that's me.
No, just say ouch. What did it say in church? Say ouch.
You can't say amen, say ouch.
Say ouch or amen, one of the two. Yep. At least you know. Okay, so here's the thing. First sign. This is not in any particular order.
No.
But if you find that you all are spending too much time on non-revenue generating activities, then it's likely that it's time to delegate.
Yeah, and let me say it a different way. If you find that you're bogged down with a lot of even maintenance and it's hindering you from actually doing the activities that make money, then you are in a non-revenue generating activity hyper mode, which means it's time to delegate.
It's rough being in that. Like, we've been in those situations where you get so accustomed to doing what you know to do and how you do it and the way and your preferences and all that. And you end up like not even realizing that this is not what you're even supposed to be doing in the business.
Yeah. And there's I will admit that there's a certain comfort that comes from control, but there's also a lot of loss that comes when we can't release control over certain areas. And so, yeah, listen, we get it, but that ain't going to help you to grow or to scale your business. And it's not even going to be good for you in other ways we're going to talk about here as well. So
yes. Another sure sign that it is time to delegate in the business is when you find that you are missing family time, or maybe you are there, you're present, but you're busy working.
Yeah.
And this is over and over. This is like the norm. This is just the thing. And that's not a good sign.
That's right. You got your laptop at the park bench. You are at the baseball.
Not at the park bench.
You're at the baseball diamond.
Or your phone.
On
you may
Zoom.
Not have
you all kinds of things.
Yeah, these are some signs that it's time to delegate, fam. It's time to delegate. Okay. Also, here's another sign. There's low capacity. You have low capacity to serve your clients.
Yeah. Service slippage. when there's slippage in the service, because listen, we're finite beings, we're limited, and so trying to do everything at the same time, something's going to get compromised. Yeah. One of the things that gets compromised is the level of service that you're able to really provide, that you may be accustomed to providing, that you may desire to provide to your clients.
Yeah, when you have like ideas like, oh, I want to do this, I wish we can do this, but you just don't have the capacity. It's likely you
can't implement because you're
to delegate.
Yeah.
And here's another sure sign that it is time to delegate. You have low capacity to create. So low capacity to serve is one area, but then when you have low capacity to create, when you can't even like think to create because your mind is so bogged down with all the day-to-days and all the things, the to-do list and the things that you need to do, or you think you need to do, or you got to figure out how to get done, or how you're going to put it in the schedule, and how you're going to afford this, and how you're going to create. Like, you don't have room to do what you are actually called to do because your time is so far spent, and your energy, your resources are so far spent on all the other things. So this is a sure sign that it is time to delegate, to free those things. And even if a few of those things are freed from your mental space, then that will make a huge difference.
Yeah, let me point this out. Think about how creative you were before you launched your biz, and all of the ideas that were popping, and your ability to think and create and solve and come up with stuff. And then notice how progressively, since building the business without delegating, the kind of brain fog that has happened. And it takes even that much more to create, if you could even create it all.
Yeah, that's so true and so good. And finally, we want to say this because this is a biggie and it needs to be said too. If you feel that your mental health, the wellness of that mental health is breaking down, and you feel like it's severely strained, and it has been going on for a duration of time, especially, and you don't have the people or the support in place, or haven't been being mindful of your mental health and mental wellness, then that is absolutely another sure sign that it's time to delegate. Because what could easily happen is, and everybody responds to pressure differently.
And everybody has different capacities for pressure.
Exactly. And so if you're at that place of pressure where you're feeling, because of there's so much to do, that you're constantly feeling overwhelmed, right? Maybe you're constantly feeling anxiety about the to-do list. Maybe
serious swings in your mood and attitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are some sure signs. This is definitely a sure sign that it's time to get some things off of your plate. I would say more than the other signs, listen to this, because there's so many who are breaking down and they don't even realize that it's because of the mental capacity, but you're trying to do everything that we're not even made to do.
Yeah. And go ahead. I was going to say that definitely spills over into your marriage. It spills over into every other relationship that you have with your children, your family. It's really, it definitely could be a toxic place.
It is a toxic place once you feel that breakdown coming. So we wanted to give you all some insight and some signs, because one of the things that we've realized over the years is how important it is to have, and it doesn't have to be like a huge team, right? You can start even with one person.
What a difference one person
makes, even a few hours a week. But this is what we've realized too, after having a team and then realizing, oh, we're growing, it's time to get some more support, right? When it's time to get the more support, we've realized that we've gotten accustomed to doing things that we no longer have capacity to do. And so it's not just at the beginning when you're starting, but it's also when you're growing and when you're scaling, to realize these are some of the signs we need to be looking out for, because this is pointing us to say, we need to make sure that we're delegating and we have the right type of support.
Go ahead.
I
was going to say productivity,
yeah,
profitability requires teamwork. It really does. Entrepreneurship Entrepreneurship is a team sport.
Marriedpreneurship for sure.
Marriedpreneurship is a team sport. Thank you. That's all I want to say. It's a team sport. Team. Yep.
Yeah, so trying to do it all on your own will absolutely lead to areas of really not being fulfilled. Even when you're called to do something, quickly being burned out. Some people have said, "Oh no, you can't be burned out if you're doing what you're called to do." That is not the truth.
Can I just say to that real quick about burnout? Because there are some real tough marriedpreneurs out there, and you guys may have been flying colors for the last year and a half, and you thinking, yeah,
we good.
I'm good. For the last 2 years, there will come a point where it will come to a head, and you will realize I am burned out. Mm-hmm. And that's just a fact. So sometimes I only say that because sometimes people can feel like because they're able to run 1,000 miles a minute for a year, I think that they're good. Eventually, that fuel is going to go to fumes.
Oof. Yes. So, and we don't want that for you all.
Don't want that at all.
We have been there, right? And so we don't ever plan on going back there. We will not. We're putting all types of boundaries and barricading ourselves from that. So we don't ever revisit those places because they're not good places. And they're so, yes, you can get out of them, but why go back to those places if you know what the fruit of them are? Like, we don't want that fruit anymore. So we have made a conscious decision on how we define success and how we will build our business and how we will protect our marriage, how we will grow our legacy in ways that are true to our core values. And so we want to encourage you all as well in that same area, because we know there's a lot of voices out here in these streets, a lot of voices out here. Not every voice is the voice that we need to be listening to. If you try to listen to all of them, you will definitely end up confused and not even sure which way is up. So we just want to encourage you all in that. If this has been helpful for you, if you're looking to get more insight, as we mentioned earlier on delegating, there is a new blog post out over on our website, marriedpreneurlife.com, what we've done in partnership with one of our partners, BELAY. And the blog that they put out was dealing with like how to delegate if you're the only employee. Like knowing how to delegate, even if you're the only employee, knowing what that looks like. You don't need to wait until you have some huge team before you start delegating, but really making sure that you are able to use what you have right now and start delegating, use what's the resources that are available to you. So we encourage you to check that out as well. And then we've also, the latest episode on the Marriedpreneur Life podcast is the frame method. And that has been critical to our growth as we couple that with delegating. So we want to make sure that you all are aware of that as well too, when we're walking you through the process of the system that has and does help us today stay on the same page and has been doing that for the last 8-9 years. Mm-hmm. The frame method. So we break all that down for you all in the Marriedpreneur Life podcast. So that's it for now. We got to go.
That's right.
Just wanted to come and bring that with you to you this upcoming Tuesday. And also, before I forget, later on this month, August 23rd, we'll be opening it'll be the first day for our 11 Launch Challenge. That will be coming back. And today is the first day that the doors are open for the wait list. So if you all have missed the last few 11 Launch Challenges, or maybe you've registered and couldn't get in there, you're missing a whole lot of goodness. So we want to make sure that y'all know about that as well too. You can head over to loveandlaunchsecrets.com to get on the wait list for that. And make sure you share that with other marriedpreneurs as well, who are looking to grow and to scale their businesses together, but do it in a way that is in alignment with their core values. Okay, we hope that you all have an amazing day. Until next time.
Keep living purposefully,
powerfully,
and profitably in sync. Peace, y'all.
Peace out. Hey, Danielle. Okay.